as I mentioned at the beginning of the show, Alan and Darryl joining us to talk about their new book. It's from Sophia Institute Press, and it's called, and I'm not saying this incorrectly, it's called Failing Forward. Guys, thanks for being with us.
Morning, Kelsey. Morning, Bishop.
How's everything down there in Orlando?
Lovely.
Very hot.
Yes.
Hot and sticky, I bet.
Sticky.
Any Mickey sightings?
No, Mickey's just coming out of hibernation.
Oh, yeah. Wearing a mask, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Alan, every time I see the title, I think of it as falling forward, but it's failing forward. What do you mean by that?
Failing is something that we pretend doesn't happen, and I think it's one of the greatest disservices that we do for our kids. By not allowing them to know that they failed, they can't really learn how to recover. So a lot of times you see parents swoop in and save their kids right before they fail something. You know, hey, did you study for your test? Did you do your chores? Let them fail. They've got to know how they failed so that they can learn how to recover. Can you imagine what reconciliation would look like if we came in and said, well, I didn't really do this, but I guess I'd like to get forgiven for it anyway. I mean, we can't move forward unless we acknowledge that we failed on something.
Sure.
Right. Darryl, what audience is Failing Forward written for?
Well, we had bishops and priests in mind. No, I'm just kidding. We had a lot of parents and teens, and we wanted to strengthen that relationship and help parents and give them some guidance through the experience we've had in youth ministry, and just to really get them to become the catechists that they were born to be in, the primary catechists, and kind of recreate that teaching of our church.
Darryl, I have to tell you something. First of all, you remind me so much of my brother Dickie, who lives in Cape Coral, except his beard is completely gray.
Oh.
So if you ever...
Is it the handsome face and the holiness, Bishop? That what reminds you of him?
Yeah, a little of that, too. If you're ever in Cape Coral and walking around and see, you know, your stunt double, tell my brother I said hello. By the way, you work with Catholic teens in your parish ministry. I know that for sure. So can I ask you, what leadership skills are they hungry for?
At the end of the day, it comes down to confidence. There is a lot of uncertainty in our world. And we know that through various ideologies that are out there. So our teens are looking for the certainty of the church, the certainty of their parents, the certainty of their relationship with Jesus Christ. And at the end of the day, with our book, these are all just practical ways to help our kids latch on and to create that, not to create that certainty, to become confident in their faith and ultimately become confident in the relationship with Jesus. Because as you know, faith is uncertain at times, and we just got to get out of the boat and keep walking, or we got to proclaim the good news even if we physically see Jesus resurrect. So they're looking for confidence, Bishop.
Yeah. Now, Alan, with 3 daughters and founding Adventure Catholic, you clearly have some hands-on experience with Catholic teens. Can you share a little bit about the practical steps of the method that you outline in the book?
Sure. We have a 5-step method called COPEC. We have challenge, observe, process, evaluate, and challenge again. So quickly, teens in general love a challenge. Think about how often they play video games. The reason that they play these video games, with the studies that we've done on this, is that they're not being told how to play. They're not being told to stop right before they fail. They like to fail and they like to overcome. So if we can implement that into our faith, just because you failed at one thing or one part of our faith, one step of being Catholic, it doesn't mean that you stop being Catholic. So we're trying to implement these steps for parents and teens so they can help be the primary catechist at home. The observation step is the hardest thing for parents to do. They just don't like to watch their kids not succeed. It's more for them because they're uncomfortable failing than they are for their kids to fail. They don't want to see the failure for the parent. However, by swooping in and saving them before they fail all the time, that's what happens. But this really helps. The COPEC method is something that needs to be practiced.
Guys, I have to ask you, I'm going to put my pastor hat on here. I'm a pastor of 2 parishes and a Catholic school, and I struggle in my old age, because I've I've surpassed the 6-0 mark. I used to have big youth groups and parishes when I was a young priest, but now I struggle with connecting with young people, and I try, especially when I go around for confirmations and stuff. But would this book help a guy like me? You know, would it be helpful to priests who want to connect with young people?
Absolutely, and it's actually, it's funny you said that. I was thinking about it would help pastors in their parish, because the COPEC methodology really works with everybody, and it's just how you go and implement it. You can implement it pastorally, or we can kind of implement it in a very un-Christ-like manner. But the methodology works for everybody, and everybody loves a challenge. We don't necessarily like feedback, but if we're going to grow as Christians, we need to be open to that feedback and be able to look at ourselves. And I think I would love to get this in the hands of pastors and parents, principals. So absolutely, Bishop.
The whole goal of being, ordained, being a pastor, being a bishop, being a priest, is not to just shepherd. I mean, you want to actually have sheep that become shepherds. Otherwise, they're going to get lost again when you're not around. So our whole goal as parents is to raise teens that become leaders, that become our priests and our bishops and our deacons of the future, so that we have these leaders that are being built. We've got to stop narrowing the funnel, turn that funnel upside down so that we can increase the amount of people that we're reaching. That's what failing forward does. It helps create leaders.
Leadership lessons for teens today, failing forward. Alan and Darryl, thank you so much for being with us today, for sharing this book that you've co-authored. And where can people pick up a copy?
AdventureCatholic.com is the best place to get our book. It's available at Sophia Press, but AdventureCatholic.com, easy to get through. That's the best place to get it.
Very good. And can they also download, frameable pictures of the two of you?
Well, not of Darryl. We try to exclude that from our website, but they can get mine.
Yes, Bishop. I will be happy to let people download this here.
I just want to show my brother Dickie. That's all.
Please do. You can get me on Facebook.
Okay. Thanks, guys, so much. Enjoy the rest of your summer. Stay cool.
Bye.